Missed you, lady. Well, thank you, Red Monarch. Good. Chef Callan is always a good sight to see. Glad you're here, Chef. Glad you're here too, Red Monarch. Thanks for being here. Lady Hadzuki. Been a minute. Thanks for tuning in.
Old Cobras here.
But yeah, Mary says, I think that many believe they are some kind of bleed through to another dimension. And I've entertained that very thought myself, Mary, that maybe perhaps what we're seeing is a thin spot in the veil.
See, that's precisely the thing that would make me lean more demonic.
You think it gives them the opportunity to push through from the other side, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't see a shadow person being as strong as, like, your classical demon. You know what I mean?
No, and also, it doesn't seem like there's any rhyme or reason why they show up either. It's not like from using the Ouija board or, you know what I mean?
It seems like it's for their own amusement.
Yes.
There's also the cases of sleep paralysis.
Of course.
That, but there's a lot more stuff involved with that than just shadow people.
Everybody's but they do go hand in hand. So
they
it's
do,
important to bring up.
Yeah.
Which, you know, like, let's say you experience sleep paralysis. Does that put your mind in a certain state where you're able to see something that's trying to push through and fuck with you?
Yeah, I mean, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I say most stories of shadow people that I've heard, other than the sleep paralysis, had typically been an accompaniment from certain individuals. Like a lot of people that have like the schizophrenia tend to have like things kind of surround them, and that's where people do is like hang out with a certain person. Like, man, they hear like certain things in the hallway and whatever, like poltergeist activity, especially shadow people. Which I've come across a couple individuals like that. Very unsettling. But
yeah, I've always thought my cousin's son attracted him, with the autism.
Yeah, it's possible.
Now, Shadow in the chat mentions the last sleep paralysis I remember clearly. I saw an orchestra of shadow gnomes / dwarves.
Oh, give me the chills.
Yeah, that's not weird.
That's very unsettling. Very unsettling.
That gave me the chills, literally. Oof.
Shadow gnomes.
It's terrifying. That
reminds me of that footage from Brazil where you see the gnome kind of scurry across the street.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
You've definitely seen that one. You know what I'm talking about there. That's creepy.
Definitely. That's a creepy video, too.
Shadow Oompa Loompas.
Some people have seen these shadow people even in daylight. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, you can see shadow people in daylight.
I have.
Well, that's way worse. That's just something a lot stronger.
Yeah.
That's why I say I always thought my cousin's autistic son attracted him. Nobody's here, and guess what? There's no shadow people here right now. So here's my theory.
Brett Learmouth points out, to be fair, I wouldn't say all shadow people are insidious. I've seen shadow people on a walking trail up road. If I still had my old phone, I would have pics, but I only ever seen them just watching people. And Brett continues to say they just watch from a distance, peeking out from distant trees.
Well,
that is very creepy. Who knows? Maybe they're some kind of maybe they're part of the simulation. Maybe they're supervisors here in the simulation observing
watchers.
Us. Oh yeah, absolutely, watchers. Red Monarch, don't forget my first super chat. Thank you for pointing that out, Red Monarch. I totally missed that one. Thank you. Red Monarch for $2 says, "Hail the creepy little book and you crazy Muppet." So thank you, Red Monarch. I do appreciate that. Sorry I slept on that one. Thanks for pointing it out. Mage Grateful says, "My sleep paralysis. I saw Kraus from Hellboy." I'm not familiar enough with Hellboy to know who Kraus is.
I don't remember. I remember Hellboy, but I don't remember who Kraus is.
Was that the Mechanical Man?
I don't know. Now I gotta know.
I think it is what you're talking
Johann
about, Jesse.
Kraus, Hellboy. Oh, that's the guy with the gas helmet thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
That would freak me out.
That would freak me out too. It's
Yeah.
a great looking costume.
4, 3,
Ugh.
2,
Yeah.
1.
Not fun.
Oh, that's good.
Zorgo Alien Nation, Shadow People are mods of the simulation. Yeah, you know exactly. Shadow
Like
People
that.
could be mods of the simulation. You know, who knows?
That's not good.
They're recording, they're observing. You know, the rest of us are just NPCs to them.
Our
Mhm.
comments have been censored.
Right?
Yeah, that's really creepy. Very creepy at all. Now, let's see. Jake Carr, how you doing, Jake? Good to see you. Jake Carr says, when your brain enters REM phase sleep, your physical interaction is impaired and rewired, so you don't act out your dreams unless you're a somnambulant. Somnambulant. Not familiar with that.
Frameshift
I'm not even
drive
familiar with that
charging.
term. I hope I'm not pronouncing it terribly here. So let's look that up real quick and see what that
You mean
means.
insomniatic or
Resembling
something?
or characteristics of a sleepwalker.
Yeah.
Somnambulant. Okay.
It's probably the proper term for it.
3,
I got to use some phonics there, right there. Jay Carr challenged me with some phonics. Thank you.
Jake Carr educating us tonight. Oh, as usual, actually.
Roger, well, I will dream about this now. Nobody wants to be dreaming about shadow people. Roger.
No.
I hope you don't dream of shadow people. I hope you have pleasant dreams, not scary ass shadow
Scary.
people.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the last thing.
Or you can't move and something's like just staring at you,
Yeah, it's like the thumbnail.
putting things in your
found that. I
mind
was
instead of
so scared.
talking.
That's what they call night terror, so that's a
Night
really
terror.
serious thing, too. They say those are terrifying. Because you can't move. And what you're seeing, something approaching you slowly, and you can't move to get away, and you can't move to scream.
Pretty much.
I wouldn't want to. No.
Struggling like hell to move.
warning.
I'll take narcolepsy any day over that.
Walilu, I hope I'm pronouncing that, or Walilu. Walilu, maybe? My kids and I saw the shadow being of my best friend come up our stairs one night, but she was 2 blocks away and almost in an accident exactly at the time we saw her. That's disturbing. That's bilocation right there.
That's what I call a doppelganger,
Bilocation. She could have been both places at the same time.
or a doppelganger.
I've heard things like that before.
Doppelgangers? Or
No, yeah, I mean,
From people-
it's not
no,
just
yeah.
doppelgangers, but I mean, like, an impression of something, but you
Yeah.
know they're not there.
especially something like that. They probably crossed from, live side to dead side, came to visit.
I mean, even if something's still alive, though.
Yeah, that's there's been rumors of saints that bilocated.
Yeah, it's very weird to try to think of somebody's consciousness being split, though.
What's it called where you meditate and you travel?
Astral projection.
Yeah,
Astral projection, yeah.
Yeah, but at least if you're doing that, you're still like one being.
Yeah, if it's some form of astral projection, then I guess.
Hey, you know what? That's another thing to consider too. What if people are unconsciously projecting in their dreams?
Exactly.
I think the more crazy shit would happen.
I think it's a
we
rare
could be
thing,
swimming
though.
in an ocean of ghosts at all times.
I think it's a rarity.
The shadow person phenomenon?
The astral projecting.
I think anybody can astral project.
But I think it's a rarity. You know what I mean?
So kind of like astral projecting, yet instead of sleepwalking, they're sleep astral projecting, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
possible.
Well, I mean, you hear those stories of people entering each other's dreams. I mean, they're rare, but I have heard stories of that before, like 2 people having the same dream at the same place at the same time
That is awesome.
on the same night.
What about the, that reminds me of that really creepy, have you ever dreamed of this man picture?
I
Yeah.
remember that, but I never dreamed of that.
Yeah.
What?
Was that like
I've never seen the picture.
Oh,
no.
it's this picture. Have you ever dreamed of this man?
yeah, it got
Nope.
circulated around the internet? What was the story? I don't remember.
But you know what? That's arcade. That's arcade from the comic books.
Doesn't look like
That-
arcade.
That
No,
looks
but
like arcade.
I think that was something that was just that's nobody. That's somebody they just created, and the image got passed around, and then after a while, people were like, "Yeah, I did dream of this guy."
Well, that's Wooly
That's most
Willy.
likely.
That's Wooly Willy.
Yeah, that I could see more.
Or you make your eyebrows look skinny.
According to the website created in 2008 by Italian marketer Andrea Natella, named Ever Dream of This Man. This was a person who was claimed to have been repeatedly seen in dreams by the whole world since 2006, but was never found in real life. Natella created the site in 2008, but it wasn't until October 2009 it gained attention from the press and online internet users. The man's notoriety spawned several internet memes that spoofed flyers of the website, references in films and television shows like X-Files, and a manga series based on the hoax by Weekly Shonen magazine.
Oh, the X-Files did an episode on it?
Looks like it.
Wow.
They also called it a hoax.
I mean, it does look familiar. I know I never dreamed of it, but it does look like it's been in several different. It has been in it looks like a drawing or two that I've seen. It looks a lot like
it's
arcade.
because the features are so
Their features are
nondescript.
not in
It's an
proportion.
oversized mouth. It's oversized. It's oversized eyebrows.
It's a short chin, lower ears. That's why it freaks out your vision, because your mind will find patterns, and this guy is not symmetrical as like a normal human face is at all.
No,
His
that's what's
eyes are too big. Yeah.
That's what's called a frustrum. Like a trapezoid is a frustrum, and this is a frustrum. So
Okay.
it frustrates you, and which can cause, in some cases, some people say a portal. But
Really?
yeah,
Huh.
yeah. That's why a lot of haunted places have like truncated or oddly shaped things. Like it's been said that the Sears Tower in Chicago is a very haunted place because it's a trapezoidal building.
Wow, that's interesting, Brian. I never heard that before.
All right, this creepy guy's giving me chills.
Yeah, I know.
him,
And he's like, get rid of it. It's
I
frustrating.
don't like him at all.
Some comments here about he's got a punchable face, Bevo Bird. I thought it was a creepypasta, says Zorgo Alienation. Looks like Indrid Cold, says Transcendent Cathedral of Blood. Could see that. I could see that. Indrid Cold there. Yeah, it's probably a hoax. When I first read about it, it is unsettling.
It is.
And it could be an ARG. Since somebody asked in the chat if it was an alternate reality game, I think. Is that ARG Scott Williams asked?
I just remember.
Could be.
I thought it was something that the guy just generated. Like a distorted picture, or drew it himself. I remembered it as being definitely fake. But because it got circulated so much, people are like, "Oh yeah," and they were, your brain will fill in the blanks on. Oh my goodness, do my
What do you think it is?
Oh my goodness! Look who has bestowed us with his presence. I'm so
Good to see
happy
you,
to
Fed.
see you, Fed.
What's going on, everybody?
Yeah, same old shit.
happy to
Talking
see
about
you,
shadow
Fed.
people.
Dude, I saw you talking about shadow people and was like, oh, I gotta fucking hop in on this one.
We've been trying to
Tamara
tempt you.
Jackson says, my grandma astral projects in her sleep. Numerous family members have seen her visiting them, worried she has passed. We
Wow.
didn't know until the family
That's
reunion.
screwy.
She has no idea, but it's strange. See, I'm telling you, people can astral project without doing it intentionally. I think
Yeah,
everyone has the ability to astral project, but it has to be trained or exercised or practiced.
that's crazy
Oh,
with the
Dude,
grandmother.
we're all born with it. Like, honestly, I believe every human being that's born, we all have, unlimited psychic potential and everything else. And it's basically just the way we're taught. the things that we're taught, you know, and we're told that certain things don't exist and everything. We're basically manifesting our reality based upon what we're being told. So, you know, at the end of the day, all these things that we have, all these innate, you know, instinctual gifts that are there biologically just from the get-go, like we actually tune them out, and, you know, like a muscle, it atrophies. So over time, most people, they lose the ability to even tune into that gift at all. But the ones that are actively exercising and using it actually do open up some very interesting roads for the rest of humanity to actually take a look at.
You heard of the old
Crazy shit, though.
the dog turd on the hat, right, Fed? You know what I'm talking about? Well, after a while, I don't know why it's always used with a dog turd or a turd on a hat, because after a while, your brain will block out the smell.
Yeah, pretty much.
It doesn't recognize it anymore because it's
Well,
already identified it, and it's out the trap. You know, it's just
Right, exactly. It's like smokers or anything else. Like if you're around smells that normally would be like super strong and irritable to you or whatever, if you're around it enough, you know,
Yep.
Yeah, you just, your brain gets used to it, and you just do exactly that, block it out.
Like it's already identified it, so it moves on to the next bit of information.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Well, it's like mofos that don't take baths regularly. They, you know, they get used to their own BO and everything, so they don't always smell it. But you know, when they go out in public, everybody else is like, God damn, dude, go fucking Irish Spring, you fucking nasty.
You are humming.
Huh?
Sir, you are humming. Please take a shower.
Okay, exactly.
Get the hose.
I worked with a guy named Al, and one day at break, he threw a stick of deodorant at a guy, and he said, "Here, use it."
I've heard people doing
I've
that
done
to
it.
people before. Yeah.
I work with the dude.
Red Monarch for $2. Let me get this real quick. It says, "Holy snap, Batman!" It's the Demon Kitty. Smoke some bowls. Thank you, Red Monarch.
Yeah.
Little Red Monarch, I'm right there with you.
Just
got some fat, snappy bowls too.
Oh my goodness. Brett Learmouth, the Shadow People trapped the demon in the barn. And the Shadow People did something to get rid of the demon. The Top Hat Man led the girl out of the barn while the rest surrounded the demon. What are we talking about, Brett Learmouth? Let me scroll back up and see if I missed it.
I don't know. It sounds like it's telling a cool story.
I think it was a haunting that had a Top Hat Shadow Man protecting a young girl from the demon. It wasn't there the first time the demon scratched her up. The Shadow Person came back with more. Oh, okay. All right. Now I'm putting it together. Haunting was a great show. Really did appreciate that one. I love reenactments.
Used to watch it all the time.
Total for sucker for reenactments. And they had a great depiction of Shadow People on a haunting in an episode where this guy comes back from the military, and during the time he was there, his mom got super into Wicca.
Oh.
And she was practicing all kinds of witchcraft, and he had found Jesus in the military. So I had a pretty rough time, and then then she got attacked by these Shadow People, and the reenactment had done it so well. It was real cool. I had a little jump scare.
I don't remember that one. It sounds really
I
good.
forget which one it is. Haven't seen them in a while. I don't even know where you can watch them. Oh, didn't they move to a new network?
I have no idea.
I think they used to be on like Discovery or something, and then they moved to like American Outdoor Life or
The Haunted.
I don't know. I have no idea. America, True America or something. I have no idea what these fucking networks are. I haven't had cable in years. I have no idea. I can't help you. I can't help you with that. I don't know.
Dude, what happened with the stash, man?
Oh, I mean, nuts. It had to go.
No more of the summer of the
I
stash.
couldn't do it. I had to give up. I had to give up. Stash.
Shit was itching like crazy or something.
I felt like it was always wet.
It's on Hulu, Pete. The Haunted is on Hulu. The network was A Haunting. Okay.
Oh, there we go. Look at that.
Look at this shit.
Red Monarch for $2. Hail, the fam is all here. Mecca, where you at, Red? Thank you, Red Monarch. Thanks again, man.
Mecca's probably dealing with some MCU stuff right now because there's some phase snore stuff that's about to break. So
All right,
Oh,
Pete. The
snap.
haunting was
tune
Discovery
in on that
Channel,
shit.
TLC, Destination America. You're right,
Yeah, Destination America. That's the name I couldn't think of.
and it is also on Hulu.
Oh, cool. Oh, well, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I'll have to check that out because I've got Hulu. I wouldn't mind watching that episode again. It was pretty scary.
And so was The Haunted too, by the way.
I don't remember that one.
Same. You like it? Reenactments.
Oh, I love reenactments. Transcendent Cthulhu Overlay says, I think that this causes some of the missing 411 cases also. People falling into these windows in reality and time. Scary stuff. Yeah, you know what? I think that there are recorded cases of people that have just, vanished into like thin air. There was the one story of the foot race where the guy vanished into thin air. I forget that one.
Was it that Stephen King novel I was reading, that The Tower, where they were able to suck people into another dimension?
Oh, okay, I've got it here. Okay. James Byrne Worson was a kind shoemaker who lived in Leamington, Warwickshire in England. He enjoyed showing off from time to time, and he also loved challenging people into doing things for fun. On September 3rd, 1873, he and a few of his friends were walking around town, talking and having a laugh. Suddenly, an idea flashed into James' mind to play a game. He decided to go on a match against nature. It was his strength and will against the odds of making it. His friends decided to follow him. His challenger, whose name is still a mystery, got in the back of the cart wagon alongside his two other buddies. It seemed like James tripped over something and he was about to go down. As he was falling headlong forward, he let out a loud shriek and disappeared into thin air. After spending some time trying to locate him without success, they began their journey back to Leamington. The three men were taken into custody and investigations began their interrogations to find out what happened. Some theories say that James accidentally entered the fourth dimension, which made him disappear. Another theory claimed that James had teleported while he was running to get to his destination and win the challenge. He teleported to a different place, maybe even a different country. And the disappearance of James Worston was named The Unfinished Race and published in 1888. The writer of the story was usually investigating strange happenings, which is what gained him recognition for his excellent journalism. Ambrose Bierce, like James Worston, went missing, leaving no traces behind. Despite the abundance of crazy theories out there speculating what happened to the writer who disappeared into thin air, just like his literary character James Byrne Worston, one thing is for sure: his fate remains clouded in mystery. So yeah, that was the story of the foot race, where a guy just vanished in thin air.
Crazy.
They watched him fall to the ground and disappear.
That's,
He never hit the ground.
that's
He
so
just
creepy.
vanished.
That's so creepy.
So yeah, I think Transcendent Cthulhu is onto something when people fall through these windows, and who knows if these same windows are like these kind of thin places where these shadow people can get through.
Every time hoping that would be his last lead.
Yeah, exactly.
That's nuts. So the guy just disappeared.
How you know that's not how that shit starts?
Shadow says, I always get demonic vibes from shadow people. I've only seen them in sleep paralysis or being awake a couple of days on speed. Well, that'll do
Well,
it.
that'll do it, yeah.
Yeah,
There's
that'll
the
do
problem.
it.
That's because you're hallucinating, though.
Yeah, once you're awake for a couple of days, you will start
Yeah,
to.
your brain starts.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
It's not.
It's terrible.
It's sending you mixed signals, so you think. So what's the worst thing? You think about it, if you're all yacked up for a couple of days. The last thing you would do is see people. Oh, look, shadow people.
Yeah.
That's the way I think about that stuff. But it's possible too, I guess. You see
It's
stuff
totally
that
possible.
you'll be able to see.
Working Black Friday week, and then on top of that, doing sound for local bands. I was working at Sears at the time, and I had to be there at 4 a.m. And they said, "No, today you're not working. In the tool department. You're gonna wear this red shirt that says security." And then later that night, I was helping my friends out at a bar, and just kind of waiting for them to go on, and saw it's like, did I just see that old imp again just run by in the bar? It's like, well, whatever, you know. I definitely needed sleep.
Yeah. That'd be freaky, Brian.
Yeah.
I
When
stood
I
up
was
for
at a
5
bar,
days
I
once.
wasn't surprised.
I would imagine.
It looked like a little perverted thing. It was chasing after this one woman. It was like it was following one.
Maybe it was her little demon following her. You know,
Yeah,
maybe she
Are you
probably.
brought
sure
it
it
with
wasn't
her.
you?
No, it wasn't me. Because she didn't look all that great.
Are you positive? Maybe you're on a wacky tobacco. We're fucking thinking straight.
Yeah, Pete. You're onto something there.
Wacky jabacky. Huh?
Mhm.
Mm,
The devil's lettuce.
Oh, well, let me tell you.
mm.
Satan sauce is all up in my fucking gullet, and the lettuce is all up in my brain tonight. I got the penis in my weevil.
I got water and avocados.
Oh,
Of
look at
course,
you!
lots of weed.
You fucking dirty, filthy, middle of the road hipster fuck.
Are you kidding me?
We're
You're
good.
not
Avocado toast and water.
Do you want
Him.
is that cucumber water, Jesse?
Sure.
That was
No,
Fed.
lemon water.
That was Fed.
Dude,
That was Fed's thing.
Dude, you could totally put a slice of avocado in a bottle of water and sell it at fucking Whole Foods for like $12 a bottle.
Oh, for God's
Really?
sakes.
Yeah.
Wish
Yeah.
we were dumb.
Yeah, they're so overpriced.
Red Monarch for $5. Thanks again, Red Monarch. Much appreciated. Red Monarch says Serenity Falls. Where the frack have you been? My heart aches and hi you. Happy to see you. Hail to all the smokers.
I got a pack of fresh one.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thank
finish
you
this
very
one
much,
up.
Red Monarch. Yeah, Jesse's on an avocado kick over
Look
here.
at all the avocados you're getting in the
Just
chat there.
pounding down avocados there. But avocados are good for
Hey,
you.
Good.
I like
hey,
them too.
hey, enjoy it while it lasts, because avocados were the last agriculture, like agriculturally produced anything that was non-GMO, and yeah, this year
Daniel.
You got
finally did it.
extra
Avocados
bread.
held out for many, many years as the last of the non-GMO crops, and yeah, they finally they're now
Tell me what's going
GMO.
on with. Tell me what's going on with cabbage.
What do you mean?
Is something wrong with it?
Yeah, no, I got no idea what's going on with cabbage, but I do have some shadow people stories here.
I'm sorry.
Get on
Were
it.
they Irish?
So, these come from Ranker. This was written by Jacob Shelton back in June 14th of 2019. True stories of shadow people scaring the living crap out of their victims. Shadow person harassee Blair E. notes that while she was living in Lismore, Australia for university, she did a major psychic battle with a black, quivering mass with these dark, ugly, green, squiggly lines through it. The shadow being engulfed her at one point. And even after she managed to escape its grasp, the being hung around. The night after Blair's attack, she stayed at her boyfriend's place, but the being stuck around to creep out her roommates. Blair recounts the shadow's follow-up. I woke right up for no reason about 3 in the morning to my phone going off. I checked it, and it was a flatmate going off about something black with green squiggly lines coming into her room. Except she was nearly asleep and hit her on her third eye to make her wake up. After a smudging in the apartment, everything went back to normal. So it hit her in the third eye, I guess. That's a pretty big clue to make. It hit me in my third eye to wake me up. I don't know how
Are you
one.
sure that didn't say brown eye?
I don't know how one deduces that was the case, though.
Jesse.
Well, see, Jesse, if you put the hallucinogen up inside the brown eye, your third eye opens up, and then
Oh, I bet almost instantly.
yeah, exactly.
I saw that in Joe Dirt Part 2.
Yeah, it goes right into those blood vessels, man.
So here's another one. An anonymous writer believes they've been haunted by a shadow person ever since purchasing a children's puzzle game in 1997. The first 3 visits all happened within about a year, and all occurred at night after the writer had watched TV or stayed up late playing video games. But the 4th appearance occurred over 15 years later, and rather than just being a shadow person who smelled like a dead rat, this time the specter shook the writer's blanket and had what sounded like chains around its wrist. And much like most spooky things that go bump in the night, it wasn't as scary as the author thought it would be. To my surprise, it was much smaller than what I expected. I was expecting to see it standing next to my bed and looking larger than normal human size, but it looked smaller and moved freely in midair. I think that was the first time I was able to see this entity much clearer than before. Oh, that's unnerving. This creepy little thing
Oh
with
my
chains
god.
on,
Yeah. Ew. Ew.
pulling your blankets.
No.
That's when you need
Stop it.
that's when you need a gun under your pillow.
That's right.
I don't know what a gun's going to do against a specter unless it's loaded with rock salt.
Well, we'll see.
Holy water.
Could be accommodated.
Well, no. What you need is blessed salts, and then you mix that in with the gunpowder, and you put it in basically like a dragon breath round. And then you go all
Wow.
John Constantine and shit with it, and just flamethrower rounds.
That's what I'm talking
To shoot
about.
holy fire out of them. Fuck those demons.
at your crucifix on the barrel.
Cram.
I don't know. I don't know if that was necessary, but it was pretty fucking cool.
No, it just reminded me of like the Christmas Carol. Ghost of Jacob Marley.
Oh yeah.
Now, if you're gonna
Well, the
hurt
whole
us,
thing with Ghost in Chains goes back to ancient Greece.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember the story off the top of my head. I
Vaguely.
can't remember the actual names of the people involved, but
what are you talking about? Ebenezer's fucking.
No, the chains on
Partner.
Ghost.
The chains on the ghosts.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's the earliest known story about a haunted house. An encounter of the Greek philosopher Athenodorus in a haunted villa that he rents in Athens. So, according to Pliny's letter, nobody would live in this villa until the arrival in Athens of the philosopher Athenodorus. The philosopher looked for a house with an affordable rent, and he picked the supposedly haunted villa. Apparently, he was not afraid at all. However, a ghost of an old man bound with chains appeared to Athenodorus on the first night of his stay in the house. The apparition lured him into a courtyard where it disappeared, and Athenodorus allegedly marked the vanishing spot. The next day, he requested the spot dug up where the skeleton of an old man bound with chains was discovered. The skeleton was then given a proper burial, and the ghost never appeared again. Now, this story comes from between 74 BC and 7 AD. That's
Really?
where Athenodorus lived.
That is old.
So yes, very old ghost story.
Mm-hmm.
Bound in chains. This is the oldest ghost story of them all. You can't find them any older than the ancient Greek ghost story of Athenodorus in haunted villa in Athens.
It's a good story.
Well, that ghost rattled chains as well.
Mm-hmm. Crazy.
Chain rattling ghosts.
I wonder why they associated chains with dead people.
Who knows? Maybe in some aspect of the afterlife, people end up bound in chains.
Maybe it's the regrets. Maybe it's the regrets they carried with them into death.
Could be.
Yeah, the regrets, everything else, chained down by the weight of your actions in the world.
They say some spirits can't move on until their murder's solved, or
Yeah, I mean, and also like the rebellious angels bound in chains.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Why is there never that one angel that's just like, I just wanted a finger in my ass? Like, if somebody would have put a finger in my ass, it would have been all great. Like, I could have died peacefully and pass on to,
No.
have a. But, I gotta stay around and haunt the living and get that sticky pinky action.
Oh, God. So, Marianne R. has had multiple run ins with a cowboy shadow throughout her young life. The scariest confrontation came while she was walking home alone through the woods near her house. Initially, when she saw the shadow man, she believed that he was a wooden cutout. It was quickly apparent that she was wrong. I started walking slowly and just started thinking to myself, why would my neighbor put that there in the middle of his woods? After I thought about it, I had chills.
Is he roboing for anybody else?
Roboing pretty
Yeah,
bad.
he sounds roboing. Yeah,
Can
okay.
you try that again, Pete? We missed about half that story.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you.
Marianne R. has had multiple run-ins with a cowboy shadow throughout her young life, but the scariest confrontation came while she was walking home alone through the woods near her house. Initially, when she saw the shadow man, she believed she was looking at a wooden cutout, but it was quickly apparent that she was wrong. I started walking very slowly, just staring at it, thinking to myself, why would my neighbor put that there, in the middle of his woods? After I thought that, I got chills, as if I knew he didn't put one of those there. So I power walked the rest of the way home. Yeah, that's pretty spooky there. You're thinking that you're running into
Fuel scooping.
something like, it looks so out of place.
Yeah.
You're assuming it's a cardboard cutout or a wooden
Yeah.
cutout.
Disengaged.
Well, that's why you carry
Flashlight.
double at least triple odd buckshot.
High
if you're,
velocity rounds.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And if
Good
that
night.
don't work, then hey man, consecrated I don't know,
Holy
holy
water.
water Molotov cocktail. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
By the power of Christ, this slug compels you. Oh, here you go. Yeah, perfect. 12 gauge slugs, sanctified in holy water with a fucking cross on the tip.
Wait, they sell those?
No, but you can make them
Oh,
pretty easily.
Yeah, I
Get a
mean,
glue
it's
gun.
yeah, the
Yeah.
Make all
the
kinds
slug
of things with
protrudes.
glue
And
gun.
you just gotta. You can just etch it right in there with like a nail.
Yeah, dude, don't ever let demons become a real thing in the world and let me find them, because like you challenge me with, be like, oh, you want to be a demon hunter? You think you got the stones for that? Be like, oh hell yeah, let's do that. This is way better than working at Home Depot or something. Like, what the fuck? Get gold and jewels and
gotta-
everything, and get to fight crazy shit like this and shadow people and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I got to go out super chat.
Let's
here.
do it.
From Perth Fence Colorbond Fencing Specialist for Australian $5. Thank you, Perth Fence Colorbond Fencing Specialist. Much appreciated. I had many night terrors as a child. One, I was awake and saw 3 men playing poker in my room.
Wow.
They all turned to me and told me, shh. That is creepy as hell.
You oughta shut the hell up. I wouldn't make a peep.
Now, the
Because
question was,
High stakes
Who the hell are you? And then something else.
my first question after like seeing something like that would be, did you make it to the bathroom before or after you shit your pants? Because that would be pretty fucking freaky to wake
I
up.
mean,
I can just picture my son waking up and going, "Who the hell are you in my house?"
Well,
Probably,
he was little.
dude,
too.
he'd probably chuck a Ghostbuster at him.
Now,
See-
now, Fed, would you ask them to deal you in?
There you go.
Most likely after, if they fucking talk back or whatever.
My last one.
Yeah, no, like serious. If I ever ran across the real ghost and had a chance to sit down and talk with them, I totally would, and I wouldn't have any fear, because at that point I'd be like,
Right.
okay, now I know there's another side,
Didn't you
and
see Ghostbusters?
all that stuff's real and true. So
Didn't you watch Ghostbusters? When they approached the
Yeah, right,
librarian, she turned into a devil woman afterwards.
Get her.
Shh. She did the same thing.
well, that's because they did.
Shh.
That's because they did that. They were like, get her.
Get her.
Denied.
Here's another
Like if he would have look, if he would have approached her and asked her something, sensible, like, excuse me, where can I find, such and such book? What's the Dewey Decimal System or whatever? She might actually turn around and fucking talk to you. Instead, get her, produces,
Get her.
spin everybody around. Like,
So here's another shadow person story from the graveyard shift here. All right. Moving to his apartment with his mother at the age of 10, Stephen Wagner claims that he was visited by a malevolent, shadowy entity who emanated from his closet. For over 2 years, the shadow would exit the closet at night, despite the author trying to wedge it shut with a pogo stick, and it tried to choke him in his sleep. It wasn't until his mother stayed in his room and experienced the terror of the shadow monster that they moved out, escaping the vile creature once and for all.
Holy crap.
Hey, this place wouldn't have been at a house on Cloverdale Lane, would it? Because that's pretty much like the beginning of my life.
That's spooky.
Like, no
stuff.
joke.
Scary.
Denied.
No, yeah, the house I was, I lived in for the first year and a half of my life. Yeah, that was the one I told you guys. Fucking the shadow over the crib, me choking and everything.
Yeah.
Cracking a fucking broom across it and everything, even though nothing's standing there. There was something solid. The broom broke across it, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
then, all the people afterwards. There's been, I think, 7 or 8 different owners now, and all of them have sold the house within about a year and a half of owning it.
crazy, isn't it? That's crazy.
Dude, same crack down the driveway. It seriously is. If you ever go there, it's 4514 Cloverdale Lane in Las Vegas, Nevada. Go by that house sometime. And be prepared, because the hairs on the back of your neck will fucking stand up as soon as you walk down the block.
Wow.
Or get anywhere near it. You'll feel it before you ever get close to the house. I very much do believe. Well, the owner, my parents found out the owner. Well, my parents found out the owners, not the previous owners, but the ones before them, were actually coven. So, like a legit coven. So yeah, that house was consecrated ground and not the good kind. So
yeah,
I mean, with situations like that, it's actually best to level the house and rebuild over it.
No, it's a crazy thing. Everybody that's moved into that house, they've had family members that have been fucking just unexplained deaths in the house, all sorts of shit. So
Weird.
Really crazy fucking crap. So yeah. Like I said, when I saw Shadow People tonight, I was just like, oh yeah, this is my jam. This part of my early story was dealing with fucking crazy shadow people, I guess. And then throughout my life, catching glimpses of them and shit like that. Because apparently, from what I was told, once you're affected by them, they're kind of with you for life. They'll just pop up and constantly be around you, drawn to you.
That's one of the things you need to do for your state of fear thing, Pete, is the story of Fed and his friend out in Nevada desert.
It's a good idea, because that's a weird ass story.
I love that story.
Yeah, bizarre tale. Quite a bizarre tale. A thing in the deserts. A thing in the deserts.
Well, I don't want to say it, so you can, in case people don't remember it.
Yeah, I've seen it. A thing in the desert. So, when Reddit user Clouded Visions was 14, he slept in the rec room with his brother rather than using the basement bedroom that his parents had built for him. One night he woke up with a sensation that something was sitting on his chest. As he tried to move, he heard a voice beckoning him into the bedroom. When he was finally able to stand and make his way into the bedroom, he saw 2 yellow eyes staring at him from outside the bedroom's basement window. He waited 2 more years before sleeping in that bed.
Landing gear retracted.
Becca, how you doing? Man, we got
Hey,
everybody.
Here's Red.
Oh my god, I have lighting.
What's up,
I
Red?
have lighting.
Oh,
Is that an extra lamp there and a reading one?
right.
Oh,
look at that.
you changed your background too.
Yeah, I rearranged the
yeah.
I have to clean up my flowers and then
I like it. It's more, way more
yeah.
open.
I've been using the green screen a lot too.
Nice.
Good stuff.
I'm messing up the topic again.
We're just telling shadow people stories.
Ooh.
Here's another one from Reddit. While staying in an apartment while his house was renovated, an anonymous Redditor became acquainted with a shadowy person that looked like it was wearing a classic gangster's hat and overcoat.
Charging.
After doing some digging into the history of the apartment, the Reddit user learned that up until the 90s, the building had been used as a shooting gallery, or a spot where addicts would shoot up. Maybe the Redditor saw the ghost of an overdose gangster. Maybe it was just a manifestation of so many bad vibes.
Possibly.
Hatman.
Or residual energy.
Yeah, Hatman's made his rounds.
I don't believe in Hatman.
I mean, a lot of people with sleep paralysis see Hatman. That's like one of the primary go-tos is Hatman.
Now, maybe. It's just become more popular, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
but by saying that, do you think that all this is just manifestations of the mind?
It's possible. Or the other.
Yeah, Hatman works for the secret government.
Yeah. Men in Black.
So, I got another shadow person story here. In most cases, shadow people. There's usually only one person affected by it. But in Emily M's case, when she turned 14, things started getting weird for everyone in the house. The haunting began with the hallway to the family's bedrooms. No one was comfortable walking through the enclosed space, especially at night. And while Emily slept, she was sure that she heard slow, deliberate footsteps walking towards her bedroom. After that, she began dreaming of a 6-foot-tall shadow man daring her to walk across her living room to join the rest of the family as they chanted, "I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you."
That'd be a good name for a movie, too. While Emily
Yeah, that one gave me goosebumps,
While
folks.
Emily slept.
That was a pretty good one. Now, here we go. We've all had that one roommate who's just too much to handle. But imagine how much worse it would be if they were an evil shadow person. An anonymous hauntee from Edinburgh, Texas, says that after her corporeal roommate quickly moved out of their apartment, she took over his bedroom. Only to realize the reason he split in such a hurry was that there was a malevolent, shadowy figure who terrified anyone who stayed in the room. I would have horrible nightmares at night and would wake up with scratches. My boyfriend didn't want to come over for a long time because he also woke up with scratches and a voice telling him, "F you," right by his ear. I would hear my name whispered by my ear and I would ignore it. One night I felt the presence of something there, but I ignored it again as my bedroom door opened and closed. The shadow person abused this woman and even moved on to haunting her boyfriend for about a year before she finally moved out of the apartment and moved back in with her parents.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's not a good case to be in either. You know, these things really have a lot of more to do with hauntings than I think, any other aspect of that. Definitely a telltale kind of ghostly things. In an Australian ghost town, a group of paranormal investigators allegedly saw a 3-dimensional shadow twice while investigating the area. First while looking through a window, and again in the presence of some people that were coming along for the ride. Both times the shadow brought with it a sense of dread. After one bystander became sick, the shadow emerged. According to the investigators, looking towards the back, the main PI, and 2 on the tour, saw someone enter the church and stand amongst the back line of pews. The main PI, when her guide had returned, inquired whether the person who had left was okay. No answer. After repeating herself and still no answer, she shone her torch toward the figure. No one was there. No one had left, as the figure stayed in view until the torch was turned on and it had disappeared. It's creepy stuff. You're talking to somebody, then as soon as they move, lose it. I don't lose it. I'd be out of there. Hot diggity dog, I'd be out of there.
Yep.
Red Monarch for $2. Thank you, Red Monarch. Very appreciative. Red Monarch says, now we're all here. Hail, creepy family. Hi, Mecca. Hard.
Hey,
What's up, Rick?
we're missing somebody.
DJD.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but he's not always here.
Yeah, he's
Are we gonna have a pizza party?
I wish I was.
He's usually up somewhere doing, you know, comedies and
Here's another one. Beginning at the tender age of 6, an anonymous writer from Florida began to be haunted by a shadow person without any sense of personal space. Every night for a year, it would peek its head around the corner and stare, then slowly move to the open doorway. My parents always kept it open. Then walk slowly towards me. Then continue to stand at the foot of my bed. I always felt paralyzed, and for a while I couldn't stop looking at it as it kept coming towards me. After a while, the shadow person would disappear. According to the author of the post, they're still experiencing similar paranormal activity.
Get out of that damn house.
Wow.
Right?
That sounds like a case of a personal haunting, not the house.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Obsessive. That's
What are you supposed to do in the case of a personal haunting?
got a stalker ghost.
The personal one, you have to do all kinds of weird rituals and shit.
Figure out
Yeah.
what it wants, right?
Yeah, try and get your power back.
well, no, there was that one case. That was out here in Southern California. They made a movie out of it. The Entity.
Oh yeah,
where it
that
was
was haunted. That poor woman in that story.
It's still going on to this day.
What?
Yeah.
To this day, this woman's like, I think in her 70s or 80s right now, and she's still getting attacked and fucking all sorts of shit by spirits.
Shit.
Doris Brothers, her name is.
That's
Yeah.
awful.
Entity haunting.
That poor woman.
Dude, imagine being held down and like,
She was held down
Basically-
by the ghost of 3 men.
right. And apparently, like, through all this stuff, they're thinking it may be one of her ex-lovers or something like that that died horribly or something like that, or maybe something that's using that image or whatever. Yeah, but that poor woman, like, her and her family have been like brutalized by spiritual entities for decades. And this is confirmed cases too.
This reminds me of the Bell Witch.
What happens if you join a church? I just go try and leave.
It'll be about the only inside the church grounds. About the only place you're going to be safe. Maybe. Like for that woman, dude, like she's moved multiple times, and then
No, she's dead. She died.
Oh, she died?
She died in 95.
oh
Yeah,
Jesus,
she
dude.
died in 95.
She's with them fuckers for eternity. But yeah, I mean, and that's just one case amongst many. You look into this sort of stuff, you're like, there's a lot of fantastic forgeries and hoaxes and or whatever you want to call them. But then every once in a while, you will run across these rare cases where you're just like, it defies all explanation of physics, logic, anything we know, or can perceive as anything we know. No, those cases will like twist your fucking nugget up with some of the stuff that's gone on within them. you know, some of the visions that people have seen, some of the stuff they've caught on optic systems and everything. It's just there's no other way to explain it other than, you know, this is beyond our realm of any knowledge that we have so far. It's like, I don't know.
Now, Brett Learmouth has a question here.
The fringe.
Does anyone know Morse code? One of the only strange things that happens in my house is a nightlight that blinks in random patterns only at night. I just waved to its back. You can actually find a Morse code translator at morsecode.org/international/translator.html.
Or just try screwing it in all the way. It might not be screwed in all the way.
Or,
And it might just be heating up and kind of flickering with it expanding.
and then also maybe change out the bulb and possibly make sure that you have a decent outlet. Now, if it's one of those receptacles where it keeps falling out, just replace the receptacle. And it probably won't happen anymore.
I know what SOS is in Morse code. That's the only
Yeah,
Morse code.
but like when you're listening to Morse code, it's like really hard to
Oh my
pick
God,
out
I
if you don't
know.
know it.
Yes, all dots.
They
and
go so
dashes.
fast. They go
Dot,
so
dot,
fast.
dash, dash, dot, dot, dot.
I know that might be something. Like, I would say, Brett, like next time you see it doing that, record it.
Yeah, if you can.
Yeah, that'd be a lot easier.
Right, just like film it, just sit there and record it and see, like, just write, and then, you know, just write down like dot 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 dash, like depending on, you know, if it stays on long or short. So short will be dot, long will be dash, and then, you know, from there you take the Morse code.
That's crazy.
It's not a bad
Yeah, like
idea
that.
to check it out though.
You know? It's a theory, so check it out.
You can also get yourself a Ouija board to see what happens.
Reddit, and those dorks can translate it.
There you go.
I'm one of those dorks.
Perth Fence, colorblind fencing specialist. Thank you very much. Australian $10. Much appreciated. Very generous. Thank you. Perth Fence, colorblind fencing specialist says, I would have many of the nightly accounts. I've been told by many other associated pastors that I've been marked by something dark. None of the pastors know me, but just randomly call me out of the crowd. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, point you out of the crowd. They're like, you're marked by something dark. Perth Fence, colorblind
I'm
fencing
curious. I'm curious.
That is a little weird.
If Perth is baptized or not.
Well, I mean, Perth could also be. Yeah.
This child is evil.
I had many night terrors, and always when I'm awake and paralyzed. That's awful.
I know. No.
Fortunately, I've never experienced it.
That right there, I will tell you, Perth, breathe. When that happens, focus on your breathing. It'll break the paralysis.
Mitz Melto points out your bloodline can be cursed. This is true. There are generational curses, so that could be something. But that would affect more than you. In that case,
Did you
generational curses as well? Yeah.
did one of your breakups? Did one of the ladies not take it so well? Did she hex you? That does happen.
Put a spell on you.
Perth Fence is baptized.
Okay. I don't know.
I'm baptized. You know, it could be one of those things you were touched early on in your life. You know, people that are tuned in on it can pick up on that. You yourself may not be evil. You may be one of those lights in the dark that evil's attracted to. Darkness in general is attracted to it.
Carol Ann.
So it's always, right, it's always around you and it's always attacking you and everything around you. But, you know, it's unable to really do any damage to you because of what you are. But it will destroy the world around you. So, you know, there's that.
There's that part of it. Yeah.
That
it's
Luke
pretty
says,
shitty, dude.
I just want to say, if you're experiencing something supernatural like whispering in your ear, hearing footsteps, and seeing shadowy or see-through people, it's best not to ignore them. I don't think you can ignore that kind of thing. You know,
I don't think so either.
Really? How could you?
it's like
That's a little up in your face that you're whispering in your ear.
it's almost like if you got ants in the kitchen or something.
Yeah, it's like
Ugh, hate that.
you're either a paranoid schizophrenic or you're not. But if you're questioning it, then you're probably not a schizophrenic, right?
Likely.
Dude, okay, I got my brother's ashes who hated cats, and my cat's ashes from last year that passed away in my closet in my
Are
bedroom.
you gonna mix them together?
Who hated your brother? Right?
Oh, hell no. Like, I just let them hang out and chill in the closet together.
Yeah, I know. I
Try and teach them a lesson.
Trying to teach you a lesson.
Target destroyed.
But, yeah, like, yeah, that's pretty morbid to do, but at the same time, it's pretty normal. For me, anyway.
Transcending this man came in bed during sleep paralysis. Pitch black
Robo.
body,
Robo
glowing
again.
yellow eyes.
Start over again.
Robo to stop. Have I stopped
You're
Robo?
still roboing.
Still roboing. You know what? Let me try something here.
There you go. There you go.
Hold on a second.
Reload.
Hold it up.
Refresh on Pete.
It's a Pete Fresh.
Yeah.
Gotta repeat.
I'm doing okay now? No roboing?
Yeah, you're fine.
No robo.
Okay.
Flight assist off.
Good. No roboing. What the hell was I saying?
You were
You're
reading
reading.
something
I was
from
reading
the chat.
Transcending Cthulhu's comment here.
Okay.
Hat-Man came in my bedroom during sleep paralysis. Pitch black body, glowing yellow eyes, and he started squirting a string-like substance at me, like spider webs,
Ooh.
then vanished.
Ectoplasmic.
That is bizarre, Transcendent Cthulhu relay.
Maybe he thought you looked cute.
Oh,
Right?
come on now. Probably ectoplasm.
Yep. Just like Silence of the Lambs.
Dude, that is a Pornhub video.
I don't know why I thought of Silence of the Lambs. My bad.
Call it Ghost String.
Target shields online.
Ectogasm.
Ectogasm's good too.
Spook cocky.
Is that going to be a new thing? Or is that already a thing? Ed, is that already a thing?
Sorry.
Sure, it probably is. God knows.
Oh, that's an Urban Dictionary entry. You gotta make it.
Spookaki. We gotta make that. We have to make that a
Spookaki.
Before it gets too far to rail.
Before we get your channel nuked.
Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that. I got plans.
Ain't afraid no ghost.
It's got plans, that's right. It's got big plans.
Oh, people play maps.
Yeah, sodomite's fine. They're like, it's not like a normal sodomy. It's like the guy said this.
I know. That was ridiculous.
The whole thing was crazy.
All the way down the street.
I'm peeling.
See him running down there.
Here's some just short ones. These are just a couple of sentences that describe various shadow people encounters.
Cargo scoop deployed.
This is compiled by Stephen Wagner, updated January 13th of 2020. Are these shadowy figures ghosts, interdimensional beings, time travelers, something darker? Whatever they are, they seem to be sighted with more increased frequency. Here are true stories of sightings and encounters with these incidents. Can be noticed a cloaked black figure glide through a closed door. Childhood shadow fears. My bedroom door would move on its own, and so would some of my books. Also, I would hear strange footsteps and voices calling my name. Clumsy shadowers. Tabby saw a shadow thing leaping around her boyfriend's room. It even knocked over a lamp. Now that would get me.
That
Because
pissed
if
me
they're
off.
knocking things over,
Yeah.
then they've got the ability to interact with the physical world.
Why
Man,
would
that's
want to
not
break
good.
my stuff?
And once you're talking about something that has the ability to interact with the physical world, then you're talking about now I'm waking up with scratches on me, I've got
Yeah,
Welt
it hurts.
slapping me, pushing me downstairs. You know,
That's like a poltergeist story I heard when they had a rose in a vase, and half the rose was burnt. And they said that you wouldn't have been able to burn it like that and leave half of it like it was just perfectly fresh and half of it burnt without destroying it. That one was attacking the family like a lot.
Okay, so it is now in the internet lexicons.
Did you just seriously put that to Urban Dictionary?
Yeah, it sure did. You know, but
Yeah, well, see if it takes on or if it gets authorized. Forgot to do.
Well, I think
Yeah.
it will. What'd you put for the definition?
The ghostly spunk of spectral strangers around your bed.
Jesus Christ.
Target destroyed.
Very nice.
Hey, you know, it's the little things in life, you know?
Yeah, it is.
Speaking of little things in life,
here we go.
I got something I want to share with everybody here. Well, I've got
Oh,
you.
good.
I've got a captive audience, so might as well share it. But I came up with some new designs from the Teespring store here.
Hmm.
2 new ones, in fact. And I hope maybe you'll check them out and see if you like them. First, we've got the Paradise Lost mug, also available as a die-cut sticker. And
My
a cool little
mask.
face mask here, featuring the artwork of Gustave Dior, most famous for his illustrating of Milton's Paradise Lost, and that's where this artwork comes from. So if you're interested in picking up a Lucifer mug, you can get that on the Teespring store. And I'm running a sale again until the 16th. The sale code is Summer Heat. Summer Heat. And you'll save 20%.
I ordered mine. Can't wait to get my mask.
You'll save 20% with the code Summer Heat. Also, the Pale Rider. Here's another new design. This is available on several different things here.
Oh, I like
See.
that, Pete.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, that's cool.
Very
You got
good.
that one in a mask?
No, I have this one in a
Swing tank?
classic tee,
Target cargo dropped.
a women's slouchy tee, the women's comfort tee, the women's flowy tank top,
Okay.
the women's boyfriend tee, and the men's premium tee.
Awesome. Okay. I think I want to get that one.
I just distinctly made this one for the t-shirts, and I thought it'd be good for the mugs too. I really like the design. I could not find a source on this artwork though, so that was a bummer. It's old though, I can tell you that much.
That is
I think
really
it's lovely.
I love it.
It reminds me of Christmas.
I'm definitely
But the Pale Rider, so we got the Pale Rider and the Lucifer mug, and if you're in the market for that, you might also want to check out the Baal mug.
oh,
Or, you know, we got Mithra in the form of Boundless Times, Sukowski's I Claim the World, Creeping It Real, Hermes Trismegistus, Hoover Dam is a Stargate, Thoth, the Alchemy mug. I'm wearing the Alchemy shirt tonight, everybody.
Me too.
Yeah, I've got my little Alchemy shirt on tonight. There we go. Flossing. Flossing.
looking good.
I love the Alchemy shirt. One of my favorite designs. One of my favorite designs.
I know.
So yeah, guys, definitely check out the Teespring store. There's a bunch of stuff on there, and it's not like I brand everything with Creepy Little Book all over it. Most of this stuff does not have Creepy Little Book on it because I'm just interested in producing cool-looking, occult-themed stuff. You know.
Yeah.
As opposed to a ham like me that writes his name all over everything. Usually with trans.
Trans.
Almost Tactical for $5. Thank you, Almost Tactical. Much appreciated. Almost Tactical says, for creating a new word, y'all heard it here first. And Fed's back, turn to Mac. And followed by some hand signals. It looks like a high five, a fist bump, and a thumbs up. So thank you, Almost Tactical. Much appreciated.
Spookaki.
We're glad to have Fed here with us tonight. It's good to see him. Get some creepy little book, underwear and socks. LOL, says Shadow. You know what? I almost did socks.
Socks are annoying to me.
Socks.
They are annoying to me. Socks are very annoying to me.
Never wear socks unless it's wintertime and I got a pair of boots on.
I just can't see the point of doing socks.
I never wear them, like I said, mainly in sandals.
Dude, if you're gonna do socks, you basically just do like sanctification means.
Here's another shadow person story. The hallway shadow man. Actually, kindergarten breakfast working. She saw a shadow man walking through the hall. Megan heard someone walking outside the window. She looked at a tall, dark, solid-looking shadow staring straight back at her. Godfrey appears and we see small, black, human-like figures disappear into the wall.
That's really scary.
Yeah, it is.
Maurice sees a muscle-bound shadow person peering in his kitchen window. I don't want to see none of that. It's
Hell
a big
no.
Arnold Schwarzenegger looking bodybuilder shadow man hanging around, like, gonna give you some problems.
He's here to pump you up.
Give me Dwayne Johnson instead. Here to bump you up.
The Rock?
Yeah.
What's The Rock got to
take
do with it?
I'd take him over looking at Arnold Schwarzenegger any day.
I'm just talking about big bodybuilder types.
What if he was a scary shadow person?
Well, so was I.
Like, what about, have you seen Doom?
Doom, the movie?
Yes.
Yeah. What
Yeah,
about
it's
it?
not very good.
I know. Did I spoil that movie completely?
There was another Doom movie I watched too. Like there was a recent one.
I don't think I've seen it.
I forget what it was called though.
I think somebody else made one that good, so I didn't watch it.
Yeah, the one with the Rock is from 2005. Doom Annihilation is from 2019. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Like me some Dwayne Johnson.
Smells what he's cooking.
Hey. Where floats your boat?
We seen him one day. Me and my cousin. In his
I
car.
seen him.
In his car, driving. No shit. About wrecked.
What is this? What about thick MILF
He
shadow?
has a house down south.
Thick blue shadow woman. Thank you, Sonic.
Stay home if you sick. Come over if you thick.
Damn.
Well, Fed, if they're shadow women, they're probably gilfs, not bilfs.
Probably 1,000 years old.
Hey, you know what? It don't matter at that point. Like, it's all gravy.
It's all the same after 1,000.
Exactly. Thank you for being a shadow, so I don't have to see your
You know,
face.
Zach Fuchs likes Doom with the Rock, even though it sucks. And you know what? I can't fault anybody. You just heard me talking yesterday on Breakfast Channel about how much I love in King, the Dungeon Siege, starring not only Jason Statham, but other greats like Matthew Miller, Ray Liotta.
You know, Matthew Lillard said, I went to Juilliard and now I'm Shaggy. So it's funny how jobs work.
Well, Burt Reynolds is in it. He's the king.
Burt Reynolds is cool.
Burt Reynolds plays the king in that movie.
Don't piss him off, we'll whoop your ass.
Yeah. But Jason Statham plays a farmer whose name is Farmer.
I love him.
That's what they call him through the whole movie. There's also ninjas, wood nymphs, orcs. It's a really ridiculous film. Ray Liotta plays the evil wizard, but he plays it like a mobster.
Of course.
The movie's ridiculous. It's directed by
That's
Uwe Boll. Terrible
Because
film.
Ray Liotta
Has
doesn't have
anybody?
much
I don't know. Am I
range
talking
as
over
an
the butt here?
actor.
Anybody ever seen
Why
this
is
one?
Christopher Walken not in this movie?
Wait. What movie is
In the
this?
Name of the King, a dungeon siege tale.
Oh yeah. I remember watching that one night. Got really fucking high and watched it and
And even high
wondered
thought,
what
what is
the
this shit?
fuck I just watched.
Yeah, it's a really terrible movie.
Yeah.
It's awesome though.
It's like Kroll terrible.
It's worse than that.
It's Kroll terrible.
It's worse than Kroll.
Is it what about what is that movie? Your Highness?
Your
Oh,
Highness,
it's
a lot
even
of
worse
guys
than that,
like
dude.
that.
It's like Dungeons and Dragons bad.
There's a part when they're in the woods fighting the trolls or whatever they are, and then all the wood nymphs come falling out of the trees on these ropes.
Mhm.
You know, like they do all the rope acrobatics.
Rappelling?
You know, like you'd see in the circus or something, or at a Ren fair, where they're climbing up the silk ropes and they're spinning down them and stuff like that. Yeah, so all the wood nymphs show up like that, rolling around in
Sakes.
strings and stuff. Then the ninjas show up later. It's a medieval movie with knights and shit. Then there's ninjas in it for no reason. Makes no sense.
How stupid.
Worse than Troll
Well-
2. Troll 2 is really bad.
I mean, even Jason Statham couldn't have pulled that shit show out of the fucking
Yeah,
fire.
nobody could pull that shit out of fire. Nobody could. Burt Reynolds was in that. Ray Liotta was in that.
Wonder why they would agree to do a crappy movie
Lily
like that.
Sobieski's in that too.
What the hell?
Oh no, Brett! It was worse than Troll 2, by far. I will give it that. Troll 2 was fucking terrible. This was even worse.
How they even gross
It was
money
like,
back?
put it this way: the Garbage Pail Kids movie was a fucking masterpiece in comparison.
Masterpiece.
It's like Hercules: The Legendary Journey style
Hercules,
costumes and special effects.
No story.
Yeah, there's a story because the farmer is. I don't want to give too much away, but
Just ruin it.
he's
Fucking
secretly
horrible.
Burt Reynolds' son and heir to the throne. He's secretly the king's son. It's a secret.
Oh, it's a
But
secret.
he's the true heir to the kingdom.
Don't tell nobody.
I don't think I watched it that
Super
far.
farmer, Jason Statham, who's also a karate master. He's doing karate martial arts through the whole movie in medieval times.
Even dumber.
The movie makes no sense. I don't know. I'm sorry,
Doesn't
everybody.
sound like
I got off on this tangent about it in the Name of the King, the Dungeon Siege tale again. I apologize.
Sounds like the writers were just doing coke and throwing things up against the wall.
The writers are always doing it.
If you guys haven't
No,
seen
you know what it was?
really watch it. Like, I beg of you, watch it so you know what the hell I'm talking about. Nobody in the chat's seen this terrible movie. Am I the only person who's seen this terrible movie, except for Fed?
You know what the worst movie I've ever seen is Being Human with Robin Williams.
I never saw that. I don't like Robin Williams.
Being Human?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, look it up. Fuck it. Share it. Show it up. It's a bad movie.
Why? Really? That's strange. That he would do.
No, I was about to say, you were talking about Juilliard earlier. I was like, that's another person who went to Juilliard and graduated. Like,
Robin
full
Williams
honors,
did,
all-
Fed?
Yeah.
Oh,
He was,
How many
class-
movies did
he
Robin
trained
Williams
actor.
make? I'm allowed to not like one.
yeah, that's true.
But he made he made a few bombs. Still one of my favorite movies he ever did, though. And it's like hardly anybody ever fucking watched it or anything. Was The World According to Garp.
I've never seen that.
Movie. I don't think I watched.
That was
it.
a really good movie. It
I
was the
heard
first time anybody had ever seen him do like a serious role.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't, super funny man or anything.
What
Like
was the
his
other
wife
one?
blew up fucking one of her college or high school students or whatever. And
Well, now I've got
did his off in a car
a
accident.
comment here from Michelle Barnhill. Michelle's saying, I've had shadow people dealings. So I'd like to hear more about that, Michelle. What kind of shadow people dealings did you have?
Yeah, tell us.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a tease.
shit.
Now I'm teased. A little tease there.
Give it to us, baby.
Shadow people phenomenon, I think, for me, is one of the scariest type of hauntings one could experience because it's so closely associated with sleep paralysis. There is that whole aspect of you wake up immobile and unable to do anything.
Yeah.
The beings hover around you. You know,
It's the
who
worst
knows if
part.
this is a product of your mind, or maybe you're seeing something that's always there, but you're not able to perceive any other time.
Yeah, that's the
You know,
worst part, I
like
think,
that's
Pete.
the scariest part. That these things
Yeah,
are always there. They're like walking around us. You know, they're
real
you know.
close to you, and you
But you
don't
can't
even
do
know
shit
it.
about it.
Oh, dude, I've got
No,
the goosebumps over here. I've got
right?
the goosebumps thinking about it.
Can you see it
Dude,
standing
I'm telling
there?
you, concentrate on the
I've had
breathing.
an experience like that, and it feels like you're struggling to fucking move your muscles. Like it feels like they're all tightened up to the point that they can't move.
No, focus on the breathing. It'll simplify your mind. Basically, it
I
regulates
focused
your
on my
alpha
goddamn
wave.
agitation at this thing. Like, I'm getting at it.
Well, I mean, simple thing. Like a lot of meditative techniques that martial artists use to basically focus themselves and to harness energy to be able to like get that extra push or whatever.
Gee.
Those exact same techniques work for these type of situations as well. Like focusing on your breathing, like everybody, you know, it sounds such like a cliche ass thing to do. It'd be like, oh, just focus on breathing, Daniel-san. You know, but
And if you're being tortured, you're supposed to focus on your breathing. You can do a lot of your breathing. You can slow your heart rate down.
Right, you're also you're now going into an active mode where your mind is actively blocking things out, which puts you in a frame of mind to basically do, I don't know, think of it like insurgency of the mind or whatever. You're like counterinsurgency. You know, you're trying to stop somebody from infiltrating your mind, so, or
Control
an
pain.
entity or spirit or an energy or whatever else. But in
Control.
doing those things, you focus yourself. Yeah, you focus yourself, and you're paying attention to everything that's going on internally and externally, and you're able to like tune that shit out.
Yeah,
It takes
every
practice.
breath,
A lot of
every
it.
breath you go a little deeper
Scan
and
detected.
deeper.
But you know, dealing with spirits or pushing yourself physically, it's very fine line. There's not much difference between the two. A lot of the techniques that I've run across are almost identical.
With the breathing,
Yeah,
you're talking,
just
yeah.
breathing.
Because that's the
Different
same with
type
meditation when you're trying to move the energy around your body.
Well,
It's all
that's what it is.
Right. Well, more
Meditating.
than anything, it's mental distraction. Because what something needs is you to be fully distracted at the whim of its will. And if you're actually focused in on something, you're, like I said, actively blocking all of that out. You're not giving it a leg to stand on within your own energy, within your own mind, and all that sort of stuff. So
You're ignoring it.
more or less, you just
I
want to
mean,
get the fuck out of here. I got more important shit to deal with than you.
Yes, exactly. I mean, for me, I call upon the name of the Lord. My fear quickly turns to anger towards this thing. It's like, I got things to do. You are impeding me from doing those things.
That's
You
why I
get
get
out of
mad,
here.
Brian.
Yeah.
I get
Pretty
mad
much.
before I get scared.
Oh yeah,
Always.
no, yeah. I mean, it's more anger than fear for me.
Yeah.
Let this power of spite flow through you.
Haha.
That's how I feel. Fuck this
Great.
thing. First off, broke rule number one. You're in my house. That's your first problem.
Yeah, it's
Knock it
treated
off
like a
your
home
head.
invader. You know, I mean,
It does, like, I don't know.
it doesn't have the deed of the property. You do.
I don't think they speak, but I think when you hear their voices, that it's just inside your head. I think it's projected because their mouths don't move.
Like telepathy.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, that would be the best way to do it. Signal transference. It's basically all the brain is a receiver transmitter.
Yeah, Mr. McKezdrix, isn't it incredibly hard to move at all?
Yeah.
Like, at all?
Yeah.
Trying to get to a standing position is virtually impossible.
You can't talk either.
I
Can't
used
yell out.
to get that when I was real young, and it feels, but you can feel it. It's like a weight pushing down on you.
That's
Like
what
you
everybody's
go, like
trying
for me,
to-
it was like I try and lift my fingers, and I couldn't. It felt like
Wait, like you said.
a fucking mountain was sitting on them,
Yeah.
you know. And then there was like trying to breathe or stand up or anything. You just get into this state where your body just you couldn't move anything. You had like no control over anything. Your body's just stuck there.
And you can try to move too. You can try as hard as you can, but just nothing
Like I said,
happens.
focus on the breathing. It's little things like that, little tricks, tips, things like that that'll you can break yourself out of that. It takes practice, but it can be done. You know, and you'll spend the rest of your life fucking actively having to do these things to keep yourself from going into that state. But once you get it, it becomes like second nature. It's easy.
Something we should all aspire to.
Yeah.
I think everybody could do with learning some breathing techniques. You know, it's good for meditation. It's good for your general overall well-being.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good for your overall well-being.
Get to
Something
center
we should all
yourself.
Center your mind.
Mhm.
Everything. Way like I know that sounds so fucking hippy dippy-ish and all that, but yeah.
Well, listen.
Well,
Yeah,
everything's so
sure is.
fast paced now, you know.
Fast pace is the name of the game. And speaking of fast pace, we've come to that time of the night
Oh.
Wow, right?
Holy shit.
already. So listen, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in with us here. I want to say thank you to Red Monarch, Perth Fence Color Bond Fencing Specialist, and Almost Tactical for your generous super chats. They're much appreciated. Never expected, but always appreciated. I'd like to direct everybody to the description of this video. In that, you will find links to my Twitter and my email. Now, I've got a great script written for a video I'm filming tonight, another State of Fear video. We're going to get back into that. So if you've got urban legends or creepy stories from your neck of the woods you'd like to see me cover, shoot me an email. Let me know about it so I can look into it and make a story out of it and do a video on it. I love to cover these little stories from your neck of the woods. There's little stuff that really gets me. Like I said, link to Teespring store to sale. Summer Heat is the code. Summer Heat will save you 20% on the Teespring store. Patreon. Thank you to my Patreon supporters, both new and old. I really do appreciate you guys very much. And if you're in a position to become a Patreon supporter, that's just $1 a month. That's a quarter a week. That's less than the price of a cup of coffee. And I hope you feel what goes on here is worth a quarter a week and to consider signing up. Links to everybody else's channel are down in the description. There's also a link to my second channel, Dark Sayings, where I've just posted a new audio recording of The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. So go ahead and check that out on the Dark Sayings channel. And don't hesitate to subscribe to the panel tonight. All their links are down in the description of this video. So please follow them as well.
Yeah, I only need about 400 of you.
Just 400 more. And I only need about 100 more over there on Dark Sayings. So yeah, just need 100 more over there. So I got to get some more content up over there. Got to lure some more people to the channel. Lure them there. Lure them. Stay tuned. I got another video coming tomorrow here on this channel.
Yay.
I'm filming tonight.
Yeah.
Stream. And then I should have another one on Thursday.
Awesome, Pete. Doing good, buddy.
Yeah. So we'll get back to these short videos you guys like so much. Anywho, as we do, this has been the Creepy Little Book Live, and you've been listening to High Strangeness, the #1 late night paranormal podcast on YouTube. I've been your host, Pete, and with me tonight were Tina Tomazuski, Brian the Observer, Mecha Random 42, Fedorable the Horrible, and Jesse Miller at the Crow's Nest. And until tomorrow night, everybody, stay creeped out.